All done.
속통님 안녕하세요. 저 왔어요.
Oh, you are here.
뭐 하고 계셨어요?
I thought about some ways to promote Diplomat Talks.
정말요? 너무 궁금하다. 저 좀 봐도 돼요?
Of course.
1번 디플로맷 토크 캐치프레이즈를 만든다. 2번 디플로맷 토크 SNS에 게시물을 하루에 하나 이상 올린다. 3번 나누리 PD 이름을 나다리로 개명한다.
What do you think?
아니 다른 건 다 좋은데 3번이 뭐예요? 이름을 제가 왜 바꿔요?
Think about it, Nuri. What is our program all about?
한국과 다른 나라를 이어주는 프로그램?
Right. You said you wanted to make a show that helps bridge Korea and other countries together.
맞아요.
Well, what better way to promote bridging countries together than by changing your name to Taddy or Bridge?
이름 개명은 좀 갑작스러운데요? 근데 이거 캐치프레이즈 만드는 거는 좀 좋은 것 같아요.
Right.
뭐라고 하면 좋을까요?
Everyone, if you have a great idea, let us know.
감독님, 저 이제부터 나 다리라고 불러주세요.
다리님 가시죠.
자, 그럼 오늘 제가 다리가 되어서 한국과 연결해볼 국가는 어디일까요? 바로 이곳입니다, 여러분. 잘 보세요. 제 지금 국기를 보여드릴게요. 국기가 다시. 그러면 국기가 아니라 이걸 보여드릴게요. 빠밤. 에티오피아 처음 나오는 국가 아니냐고요? 처음은 아니죠, 여러분. 지난주 정전 특집 때 에티오피아 대사님도 출연을 해주셨거든요.
For a long time, started Iran's painful of such invention from.
제가 그때 이 엄청난 섭외 능력을 발휘를 해서 에티오피아 대사님을 제가 현장에서 섭외를 해버렸어요. 그래서 이렇게 오늘 촬영으로 이어지게 됐습니다. 박수! 박수! 그러면 오늘 제가 다리가 되어서 한국과 에티오피아를 한번 잘 연결을 시켜보겠습니다, 여러분. 가시죠! 갑시다! 아주
Hello. Nice to see you. You welcome.
Hi. Nice
Welcome.
to see you.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome.
How have you been?
안녕합니다.
Say hi to my little
Hi.
camera.
Hi. Hi. Welcome.
Situated in East Africa, Ethiopia is 5 times the size of the Korean peninsula and has a population of 120 million. It is the second most populous country in Africa after Nigeria. In particular, the country has a high proportion of young people, so it has a high growth potential. For the past 15 years, Ethiopia has seen an economic growth rate of nearly 10% per year, recording one of the highest growth rates in the world. While manufacturing and services are developing rapidly, Ethiopia's economy is driven by agriculture. As of 2020, agriculture accounted for 32.6% of its GDP. Also, more than 65% of its labor force is employed in the agriculture sector.
Let's go inside the residence now.
Yes, Madam Ambassador. This is when guest comes. Madam also welcomes.
Nice to
That's
meet
why.
you. Wow. Oh, look
this,
at all the food.
Yes, you can see this is Ethiopian traditional cuisine.
Oh, wow.
There was a table full of Ethiopian food inside.
Because I expected coffee.
Yes.
Because I'm coming to
Yeah.
Ethiopian Embassy, but I didn't expect this many food will be here.
Yeah, because coffee will serve after a big meal. It's no first.
So I can still have my coffee.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you explain some of the foods? I think all these foods are new to me.
We can start from the cornerstone or the foundation, which is injera. This is spongy flat bread made up of very tiny grain, which is called teff. We can say this is a cornerstone or foundation.
Like rice in Korea.
Yes, right. Just like rice in Korea as a foundation, injera is a cornerstone or a foundation for Ethiopian cuisine.
Got it.
This is dorowat. Dorowat is honored cuisine. It's not all-day cuisine.
So it's for special occasion.
For special, for celebrity, holidays, and for special guests like you.
Thank you very much.
The next one is a kitfo, which is made up of lean beef.
Not only this, there was a huge variety of food prepared.
So mostly when the guest comes, people come together, it's together. So togetherness is, that is very known hospitality of Ethiopian cuisine.
So can you invite all these people to the table?
Yes. Now it's time to have sit over there.
Okay.
Just we can enjoy. So dorowat with a
She
sauce,
placed the
then
food on the plate for me
egg.
as it was my first time trying Ethiopian food.
Yeah.
All of the food is on the plate. Doesn't it look delicious? The embassy staff, the ambassador's family, and everyone who came to help with the shoot decided to get together and try some Ethiopian food.
Cheers.
Show me how to eat.
Yes. So you can eat like this. You can cut. Just after cutting, you can scroll like this. Yeah. That's why I said that injera is foundation or a cornerstone of Ethiopian cuisine. So. You like it?
맛있어.
네? 감사합니다.
Easy.
Yes, you are perfect. You are so good how to handle it.
So are there many Ethiopians in Korea, living in Korea?
About 1,500 Ethiopians they are living. You can also find Ethiopian cuisine around a town.
There are a few Ethiopian restaurants in Korea. If you're curious about the taste, you should visit those restaurants.
When did you come to Korea? 1 year.
A year, more than a year, 6 months.
So how's your life in Korea? Do you like Korea? Living in Korea? Are you learning Korean? Korean language? No?
With some words, 감사합니다, 환영합니다. Mr. Astiano is better. He understands better Korean. Almost is great.
한국어로 얘기해봐도 돼요?
Oh.
어디에 살아요? 이태원.
이태원 살아요.
We can communicate in Korean. Is it hard to learn Korean? 어려워요.
Really 어려워요. It's good.
And it's very fun to eat with hand.
The bread one is?
I felt much closer to Ethiopia when I ate the food while talking to them.
Now we are moving to enjoy the coffee ceremony.
Time for coffee.
Please say coffee.
Thank you very much.
It's
Wow.
this is the way how traditionally coffee is roasted.
Okay.
This is the ancient coffee ceremony of Ethiopia called Bunna-Mafrat. Bunna means coffee and Mafrat means to cook in Amharic.
Ethiopian coffee ceremony is not like having a cup of coffee. It's a unique. It's a traditionally
our social and cultural life for Ethiopians. So coffee ceremony starts by preparing, washing the coffee. Already she washed the coffee.
It smells already.
Yes, now she's roasting.
Can I try it?
Yes, you can try. Just try, please. So you have roasted like that. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. Oh, wonderful.
So,
Wonderful. Yeah.
so how long do we have to do this? How long?
3 minutes.
Ah, wow. So every family they roast coffee every day?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it's every day. By the way, for Ethiopians, coffee is not only having a cup of tea. It's a way people held democratic dialogue. The cup of the coffee by itself is a three cup. So the first cycle, which is called abon, the first coffee. The second cycle is called tona, and the third one is a baraka. So through these three cups, people can dialogue, argue about something.
Clearly, coffee is more than just a drink in Ethiopia.
I think it's done.
Sure.
Wow.
Now she moves around. Yeah. You can say.
So I can
Yeah.
smell it?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes, yes. It's
Ooh.
very. You can smell everywhere. Moves around. People can smell it.
Oh, this is so interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting, and it's a mark of friendship and respect, and it's the known Ethiopian hospitality. So you can consider that respect if I invite somebody to drink coffee or to have a coffee. Just is a symbol of respect and friendship.
Wow.
Something else came up.
Mostly, the coffee is served with some snacks, among which popcorn, this one is one, and bread like this. We have to cut it together, the guest and the house owner, the family head, together will. Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh.
Now this is enough. After that,
Oh, okay.
I am trying new things and having a lot of fun today.
This is really fun. I'm wondering if every Ethiopians know how to roast coffee and grind
sure,
coffee.
that's a must. Very must.
Must.
I think coffee is really, really important in Ethiopia. Then let's stop here and learn a little bit more about Ethiopian coffee.
Ethiopia was the first country in the world to discover coffee. It was discovered in Ethiopia's southwestern region of Kappa in around 850 AD, and the name coffee also derives from the name of the region. The three main coffee beans of the world are Arabicas, Robustas, and Libericas. Arabica beans account for 60% of the world's coffee production, and Ethiopia is their country of origin. Ethiopia has an average altitude of 1,300 to 1,800 meters, annual precipitation of 1,500 to 2,500 milliliters, and an average temperature of 15 to 25 degrees, all of which provide the best conditions for producing coffee. Coffee trees are highly influenced by natural conditions, so it is difficult to produce coffee beans of the same caliber as Ethiopian beans elsewhere. Ethiopia's coffee industry is the driving force of the country's economy, society, and culture. As Ethiopia is the world's fifth largest coffee producer and the largest in Africa, coffee plays an important economic role in Ethiopia. Ethiopia's coffee exports account for 1/3 of the country's total export volume as of 2021. Also, coffee is a vital part of the Ethiopian economy, as around a quarter of the population work directly or indirectly in a related industry.
Coffee is finally ready. I can't wait to taste it.
So coffee usually traditionally served with sugar, and some people also use salt.
Salt?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's try coffee with salt.
Oh, you can.
This is
Not much. Not.
salt?
Yes, salt. Good.
Oh. Oh, it's so good. Wow.
Little bit sour, bitter.
Yeah. I think the salt kind of elevate the taste of coffee.
Sure. It elevates and it is.
The coffee was very fresh and delicious. Let me try the bread with coffee. The bread goes really well with the coffee.
Most the products that the Korea import from Ethiopia is the coffee. 90% of
Wow.
Ethiopian export to Korea is coffee. We are expecting to expand this coffee exchange between Korea and Ethiopia because we do have a lot of capacity and we understand how much Koreans love coffee. We can do a lot to expand transaction of the coffee trading between the two countries.
This is one of the best coffee I've ever drank.
Since we ate and even had coffee, it was time to have a serious chat with the ambassador. This year marks the 60th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Korea and Ethiopia. What is the bilateral relationship like?
Now let's talk about our bilateral relations a little bit more. So it's been 60 years since Korea and Ethiopia established diplomatic relations. So how would you evaluate our bilateral relations so far?
Actually, the relationship between Ethiopia and the Republic of Korea goes back to 1951 following the Korean War. And Ethiopia is the only African countries to send ground forces to fight for Korean peace and independence. The two countries had established the diplomatic ties in 1963, and both countries have moved forward to enjoy very good bilateral relations. Agreements and memorandum of understandings have been signed between the two countries to promote the relationship in economic, social, and cultural sectors. Korean government has established different office and Addis, capital of Ethiopia, like Koika, Kotra, and through this office, the Korean government has been supporting Ethiopia's development activities. So this all indicates that relationship between the two countries has been strengthened through time and time.
So last time we met, you said that you wanted to focus on investment and economic cooperation, right? So tell me why.
Yes, there is a lot to cooperate and trade and investment between the two countries because Ethiopia offers a great opportunity for Korean businessmen to trade and invest in Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a large country with a large population, which is the second largest in Africa. And also the country is largest economy in East Africa and with a growing economy. So this gives a good market opportunity to trade and invest in one way. In terms of the trading items, we know that we understand that Korea is the known producer of the excellent and the quality machineries like automobiles, construction materials, electronics, and so on. And also we can say that plastic materials, pharmaceutical and medical equipment, these are good opportunities for Ethiopia to import from Korea. In the same way, Ethiopia provides excellent trading commodities like coffee, as you enjoyed, and also cut flour. This is the known quality cut flour producer in East Africa.
Looking at bilateral trade between Korea and Ethiopia, the two sides have a complementary trade structure, with Korea exporting manufactured goods to Ethiopia, while importing Ethiopia's agricultural products. Bilateral trade volume amounts to $150 to $200 million per year, with Korea running an annual trade surplus of around $500,000. As of 2022, Korea is Ethiopia's 11th largest export destination and ranks 19th among major importing countries. Korea's major export items to Ethiopia include pharmaceuticals, synthetic resins, and heavy construction equipment. And recently, exports of automated teller machines, or ATMs, and electric condensers increased significantly. Meanwhile, Korea's top import item from Ethiopia is coffee. As of 2022, coffee accounted for 90% of Korea's total imports from Ethiopia.
Even though there is a good potential to trade between the two countries, so far the trade balance is not as much as that's needed. It's not elevated. The trade balance between Korea and Ethiopia is mostly still to that importing the Korean item to Ethiopia, not exporting Ethiopia item to Korea. So still there is a need to cooperate.
While listening to the ambassador, I remembered reading about the civil war in Ethiopia last year. The last I read was that the two sides agreed to a ceasefire. I wondered what the current status was in this regard.
So until recently, there was a war, Tigray War, or the civil war in Ethiopia. So how has this war affected socially and economically in Ethiopia?
Yes, for the past 2-3 years, there was a conflict and a war in the northern part of the country. And that war was ended through our government's commitment to end hostilities. And the peace agreement was done at Pretoria, South Africa last November. Actually, during the war, there was effect, there was a damage for human life, material resources, infrastructure, and the most importantly, psychological damage. So this time, Ethiopia government is working to reconstruct and rehabilitate what was affected during the war. And to this end, this requires a huge amount of resources, and the estimate is about more than $20 billion needed to rehabilitate and to reconstruct the region. And I think for this international community support is also critical this time.
So it is settled now. So it is safe to travel Ethiopia right now.
Sure, it's safe. It's peaceful to travel, to invest, to visit Ethiopia.
So I know we import a lot of coffee from Ethiopia, but is there another items other than coffee that Ethiopia would like to export more to Korea?
We can mention that oilseeds and pulses. Ethiopia is the known producer of oilseeds and pulses, quality oilseeds and pulses, including sesame. Vegetables, different kinds of vegetables, especially organically produced vegetables, animal produces. This also can export. These days, the manufacturing, especially textile and apparel, is also going well. So Ethiopia can also export to Korea different kinds of textile and apparel products. And still, we are working with transport export, especially aviation sectors. You know, Ethiopia Airlines is the best airline in Ethiopia, in Africa. Maybe it's among the best in the world too, connecting directly Africa to Korea. And this transport export is one of the areas that Ethiopia is working with the Korea.
So you just mentioned that Ethiopia is a great destination for investment. So tell me more about this. What makes Ethiopia an attractive investment destination?
The first thing that makes Ethiopia an important investment destination is large population, large workforce. Most of the population are young force. That makes a good availability of labor for industry with reasonable wage. The second one is a resource. When we come to natural resource, Ethiopia is rich in natural resource, different inputs you can extract and you can use the resources. This is also a good condition. The third one is that it is geographically location is very important. The Ethiopia's geographic location is makes the country preferable to invest because it bridges and serves as a gateway for the rest of Africa and Middle East and some Western countries too. The others are the incentives also. There are different kinds of incentives that makes investment conducive to invest in Ethiopia. Especially the government gives third incentives for manufacturing and related sectors.
Ethiopia amended its investment law in 2020, pushing for the privatization of state-owned giants in traditional monopolies like telecommunications and aviation, while trying to attract FDI through the establishment of industrial complexes. To encourage FDI, Ethiopia has launched bilateral investment treaties with 21 countries, including Italy and France, and signed agreements on the prevention of double taxation with 17 countries, including the US, Italy, Kuwait, and Korea. The Ethiopian Investment Commission, or EIC, is tasked with improving investment opportunities and conditions for domestic and foreign entities, with a focus on large-scale investments. The EIC is responsible for ensuring that capital investments are made in a proper manner by creating a politically favorable environment for capital investment to take place. The EIC offers financial and non-financial incentives to investors. These incentives include income tax exemption for up to 15 years for industrial park developers, up to 10 years of income tax exemption for companies with production facilities in industrial parks, tax-free privileges for exporters, and guaranteed return of funds. Tax-free benefits through the EBA scheme and low labor costs are also other advantages of investing in Ethiopia.
So is there another area other than the economy that you'd like to see the two countries cooperating in the future?
Of course, we can say that culture. You know, we understand that Korea is a rich natural and traditional heritage, and nowadays Korean culture like K-pop and the K-culture became very important and the most loved performance in Africa too. In this regard, we can cooperate because Ethiopia is the land of origin and diversity with more than 80 ethnic groups with its own cultures, food preparation, dressing, and so on. So we can say Ethiopia is mosaic of the culture. With this, we can cooperate, we can work together to promote this cultural heritage. People-to-people exchange is also a very important area to cooperate and to work. Education sector, as I mentioned, this is really that's important areas, and we can collaborate and work together in these areas too.
Before today, I thought Ethiopia was only known for its coffee. But thanks to the ambassador, I was able to experience various aspects of Ethiopian culture. As I learned a lot of aspects I didn't know about Ethiopia today, I hope people will use today's episode of Diplomat Talks as a bridge to learn new things about the relationship between Korea and Ethiopia as well.
Like I'm in Ethiopia now.
맛있어요?
Tastes like a cookie.
Yes, I try to taste iced coffee, iced Americano. but it's a completely different from Ethiopian coffee style.